To start with, man, I just wanted to get into the fucking huge upset of Josh Warrington. Mauricio Lara, who I had never heard of, knocks Josh Warrington out in round 9, drops him in round 4. And honestly, when he dropped him in the 4th, Warrington just never really recovered from that in like a meaningful way. His legs were always shaky. And even though he had moments, right, where he was, let's up that one more. Ooh, it looks even better. He had moments where, you know, he was able to start boxing well, and he was actually hitting Lara with some real shit. But I think the main difference in this was punch resistance. You know, it was just very obvious that every time Lara would land a punch, that Warrington was shook by it. You know, that it was physically stopping his offense. And it's like, it's really weird. I don't know. With fights like this, it's so hard because Lara is a complete unknown. I don't really know anything about anyone he's fought particularly, you know what I mean? So it's just like, it's hard to know, is this the layoff? You know, is this having a difficult time finding a place to train properly and getting good sparring? Like, is it circumstances of this moment? You know what I'm saying? Is it not taking the opponent seriously? Is it looking past the opponent? There's a lot of different things when you break down a fight like this that it could be. Because at the end of the day, I mean, this was supposed to be, very simply put, a tune-up, and it's actually completely derailed, you know, the number 1 featherweight in the world's career. This is like probably the biggest upset. I mean, I can't think of a bigger upset since Joshua Ruiz. Maybe there's been one. If you can think of one, comment below. But this is a massive upset. You know, it's funny because Lara's style is real crude. So I thought, all right, he buzzed him, and you know, Warrington was kind of lucky to get through the round without the ref stopping it. But I thought, like, the pedigree is going to show. The pedigree is going to show. He's going to be able to catch his rhythm, and ultimately this kid's just going to be out of his depth, and he's going to be looking for the power shot. And that's what I felt like was happening for 3 rounds or so, and then it just kept happening that Lara would catch him so clean with, like, this wide, awkward shit. And Warrington really just couldn't recover, man. I was really surprised, honestly. I've seen this guy. I watched this fight with Carl Froch. I watched this fight with Lee Selby. I was very surprised that somebody this crude, you know, was able to get to him. But I think, you know, all the things I talked about, the layoff and the training issues and whatever, I think it's a combination of everything. And I think Mauricio Lara is a better fighter than was being given credit. I think his power is legit. Like, I think if he gets you good, he got you good. You know what I mean? So all those things come into consideration. I mean, hopefully Warrington, the thing that worried me about this fight was when it didn't get stopped in the 4th, there was just several stretches of time in the fight where he was just taking a lot of punishment, man. Warrington was taking a lot of punches. And the knockout was ultimately kind of brutal. You know, I like him as a fighter, and I just hope that a fight like this doesn't take something out of him long term. You know what I mean? That he's not, that it doesn't just like take a little piece of him with it. Because this is, to be honest with you, this is the kind of fight where that can happen. You know, where somebody is never entirely the same. You know, he's probably going to, this is his first fight in a while, but he's probably going to need some time off. Because that's a tough beating to take. That's a very difficult beating to take. And, I mean, he's going to have to completely reinvent himself. It was hard to watch. He showed a lot of bravery, but that's boxing, man. It's like it's predictable and it's not, you know, there's times where it's like, this is clearly a levels fight. And then there's times where what is not supposed to happen happens. And that's why you got to be prepared for every single fight, because it's ultimately somebody that's coming to fucking knock you out. You know what I mean?